Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So will this area converge or will it diverge from 1 to infinity, from 1 all the way to infinity? So will it converge or will it diverge? So press pause and have a go. Okay, the hard part to doing this is to know what you should compare this thing to. As it turns out, you should compare it to 1 over x. Because if you look at this here, if you look at this thing, square root of a, so here you've got 1 over, well this thing here is very similar to 1 over the square root of x squared. Well the square root of x squared is very similar to this. And then here you're taking away a tiny bit here. The hard part to doing this is to realize that you should compare this with 1 over x. Well, if you look at this, hang on, this is what you're trying to work out here. You're trying to establish if this converges or diverges. So let's compare this with 1 over x. Because, well, if you look at this thing here will be greater or equal to this because hang on, let's look at this here. If you look at this here, x squared and then you square root it. So in your mind it's very similar to this. But then you're taking away a tiny bit here. You're taking away this tiny bit here. Well, if this bit here, if you're taking away a tiny bit here, then it makes the overall thing here slightly bigger than this thing here. You might have to press pause and really think about it for yourself. But because you're taking away this tiny bit here, then you can say that the whole thing here will be slightly bigger than this thing here. You might have to press pause and really think about this. But as it turns out, this thing here will be slightly bigger than this. And now we've already established that when it comes to 1 over x, remember you could ingrain this in your head here. This area here, so the integral of 1 from 1 to infinity of 1 over x, it will diverge, and then this here will also diverge. So here you've got from 1 to infinity, from 1 to infinity. We know that this thing here will diverge. So we've got this thing here. If the small, don't forget, this is a smaller function. If the smaller function diverge, then the bigger function will have no choice but to also diverge. It can't cross over. It has no choice but to also diverge. So this, because this thing here diverge, then this will have no choice but to also diverge. So because the integral here diverge, then this will have no choice but to also diverge. So as it turns out, this area here will just keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So as 1 to infinity, as you head towards infinity, the area is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It diverges. Okay.